I mentioned in a previous video that I'm involved here locally in an interfaith group, an Interfaith Council within this area. And, as part of the process for our board of directors meetings, which I'm on, at the closing, the president, who is a rabbi, has instituted a practice, admirably so, at the end of each board meeting of passing the torch after each meeting to one of us to give an inspirational reading from the standpoint of our particular faith or secular perspective. I say secular because we also have humanist representation on the board and in the interfaith group. In any case, he asked me during our next meeting to provide a reading at the end, and I elected to read the Kalama Sutta. That meeting actually will not be till December 3rd, but I've got it prepared, and I found a version that I think would be appropriate to read. The Kalama Sutra is sometimes referred to as the Buddhist sort of doctrine of free inquiry. Just to set the stage, Bhikkhu Bodhi, one of the outstanding modern Theravadan Buddhist monks who has done translations of a lot of the Pali Cannon or earlier form of Buddhism, he made some comments about this sutta that I think are important to keep in mind. We will see the Buddha going into a village where, and it's important to note that there have been a lot of different religious leaders or spiritual leaders have come to that village, and each one has given his or her own sort of spin or teaching on, what they think the truth is, and each of them has downgraded the teachings of other teachers. Now, the people in this village at this point in time are not Buddhist followers. They're not Buddhist disciples, but they do know of Buddha as a sort of a wise person. He's got a reputation, and so that's the basis upon which they're asking him the questions. But keep in mind that this is not a context where the historical Buddha Sakyamuni is coming in to actually preach his understanding of the law or the Dharma, such as the Four Noble Truths or the Eightfold Path or anything like that. It's a more basic kind of interaction, according to Bhikkhu Bodhi, insofar as the query that comes to the Buddha from these villagers. So here we go with the version that I plan to recite at this upcoming meeting, the Kalama Sutta. The good repute of the Buddha spread far. Once, when he was wandering in the Kosala country with a large community of monks, he entered a town of the Kalama people called Kesaputta. Kesaputta Kamalas heard he was worthy in deeds and word. A teacher of human beings, through direct knowledge gained, greatly awakened, and telling others of proper things to do. It might be good to see such a worthy one. Hence, many of them came and paid homage to him, saying, Reverend Gautama, who by yourself have understood clearly through direct knowledge, there are some monks and Brahmins who visit Kesaputta. They expound, explain, and glorify their own doctrines. The doctrines of others they deprecate, revile, show contempt for, and disparage. As a result, we are in doubt about the teachings of all of them. Which spoke the truth, and which falsehood? Buddha said, Of course, under such circumstances it is only natural to be uncertain and in doubt, Kalamas. When there are reasons for doubt, uncertainty is born. This is how to live. Do not go by reports, by legends, by traditions, by rumors, by scriptures, by surmise, conjecture, and axioms, by inference and analogies, by agreement through pondering views, by spacious reasoning or bias toward a notion, by another's seeming ability, or by the thought, this monk is our teacher. However, Kalamas, when you yourselves know such and such things are unskillful, blameworthy, criticized by the wise, and if adopted and carried out, lead to harm and ill and suffering, you need to abandon them. Overcome and possessed by greed, a man takes life, steals or takes what is not given, goes after another person's wife, and tells lies and induces others to do likewise, all of which for long-term harm and suffering. It is likewise with hate and delusion. So what do you think, Kalamas? Are these things skillful or unskillful? Blameworthy or not? Criticized or praised by the wise? And if undertaken and observed, do these things lead to suffering, harm, and ill, or not? On the other hand, when you know for yourselves that these and these things are skillful, blameless, even praised by the wise, and lead to welfare and happiness when taken up and carried out, then you should enter and remain in them. Great proficiency in living leads to benefit and happiness, equanimity that is free of hate or malice, a hate-free, malice-free, and purified mind. Even in this world, here and now, you should keep yourself free from hatred, free from malice, safe, sound, and happy. Think of doing evil to none. Abundant awareness is pervading, rests on equanimity, is expansive, may not be measured in every respect, and is linked to inner purity. Hostility goes against it, and vice versa. To look after oneself with ease here in this life is a good ideal.